Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, Pop Culture Minefield proudly brings to you its PCM Dork Side of the Ring! The Dork Knight, Danny Ballard, the Atmosphere, Joe Rivers, and the Broad Street Bully, Johnny Rock! And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for ya! Suck it!
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us on January 1st, 2023. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Joe. Happy New Year, Johnny.
Happy New Year, boys.
Happy New Year to everybody. How you guys doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How was your holiday season? How was your Christmas, guys?
It was good, man. We just entertained my nephew last night. Him and his wife came in. I showed them Black Adam for the first time. They'd never seen it before.
Oh, really?
Did
they like it? Did they like it?
Oh, yeah, they dug it, man.
Hell yeah. No, I love Black Adam. I wish it would have done better.
Well, what could be better than Dwayne Johnson yeeting people into the stratosphere?
I'm telling you, man. I mean, he's just hucking people over his shoder, not giving a shit.
Isn't that the way the cool kids say it? They yeet.
He goes,
"Yep.
Can you fly?" You know, I had not, I'll be honest, I hadn't heard the word yeet until Sami Zayn used it. So what does that mean?
Yeet is to throw.
Yeah, it's thrown away, kind of.
Yeah, it's the
my
opposite
daughter
of
hit
yoink.
me to it a while ago. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Uh-oh.
Every time somebody says yeet, I always think of somebody getting hucked off a truck at 55 miles an hour. That's what I imagine.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, yeeting means thrown with force. You know what I mean?
I did not know that.
On a truck, I think of that Dustin Runnels match in the back of the freaking flatbed.
Oh yeah.
It's gotta be one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in wrestling.
We were talking about Christmas a second ago, and if you guys want to share anything, I'm happy to. But I had an amazing Christmas.
Yeah, what a great picture. I saw that one.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
That's you know, obviously on the far right of the screen, that's me and Cece holding our cat Goku. That's my oldest son Dorian. Quack Trap on Twitter. Follow him. He's super uber talented. That's his mother, my second ex-wife, Stacy. That's our oldest our only daughter, Lilith. To the left of her is my future daughter-in-law, Maggie, and then my oldest son, who's 24, Devin, with her, and they all came over. We had an amazing, magical Christmas, and I hope everyone else had a good one. And if you guys, like I said, if you guys want to share anything, let me know, because you know, before we get into this, I want us to feel good, because we're going to talk about some dark stuff. So, you know.
You know what? I just had a pretty low-key holiday with some good family and friends, and we cooked a lot. We had everybody over for Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve was our Christmas.
That's funny, because my girl was like, because we didn't do anything on Christmas Eve, and she's Latina, and she's like, well, normally we do, like, we party all night on Christmas Eve. We open the presents at midnight.
No tamales?
Yeah, no, well, yeah, because I'm white, bro. Like, that's why she was giving me grief. So I guess next year, I was like, I told her, I was like, okay, baby, next year. I didn't know. I was like, next year, you know, it's like, you know.
I worked Christmas Eve, man. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that movie Violent Night with David Harbour?
Not yet.
No. I saw its precursor, The Night the Reindeer Died.
God.
I saw that.
Dude, I've already seen it 6 times now.
What?
Dude, it is so good. No, because I watched it with other people. So when my oldest son came over Christmas Day, he hadn't seen it. And, you know, I was like, I paid for it, so whatever. So we played it on the TV, and he loved it too. And it was like, it's so freaking good. Yeah. You guys ought to, you guys really ought to check out. What's your go-to Christmas movie, Joe?
Oh, me? Die Hard.
Yeah. Die Hard. Oh, come on.
But if you want to talk about the one I was just speaking about, though, with the trailer for The Night the Reindeer Died, the Scrooged.
Scrooge? Oh, yeah.
Remember the trailers at the beginning of it?
Yeah.
Lee Majors?
Yeah.
Coming in to save Santa Claus?
Yeah. Cece had never seen that, and we watched it, and she loved it.
Yeah.
She'd
It's an
never
awesome
seen
film.
another one she'd never seen, and we talked about this already. Was National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. But Johnny, what's your other than Die Hard? What's your go-to Christmas movie?
You know, honestly, I actually did the trifecta on Christmas Day. I mean, I watched Die Hard,
Of course,
but I also watched Gremlins and Scrooged.
nice Gremlins. That's another great one.
One
I
that
did
hasn't
not
been mentioned though. Don't forget Lethal Weapon.
Lethal
No,
Weapon.
oh, you're right. And
Lethal
also,
Weapon
you
is
can also add
technically-
Batman Forever in that. Or
Yeah.
is it not
True.
Yeah, no,
No,
you
Batman
could.
Returns. Forgive me,
Batman Returns, because at the beginning of Batman Returns, they have the big giant Christmas tree when he comes out.
Yeah, the Ice
like,
Princess and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I watched Gremlins and somebody was like, "That's not a Christmas movie." I'm like, "It's got the darkest Christmas story of all time in it."
Yeah.
And then, of course, you know, I had to throw on at least one Christmas horror movie. So my go-to for that is Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, because it also celebrates my second favorite holiday of the season, Garbage Day.
Guys, I'm telling you this right now.
Unbelievable.
Even
That's
though
old
this is-
school, man.
Even though
Right,
it's supposed to be
Garbage Day.
a wrestling show, I challenge both of you. I'll even give you my login. You need to watch Violent Night. It is so good. It is so good.
What streaming service is on right now?
It's not. I bought it on Voodoo.
I was fixing to say it's
Okay.
probably still in the theaters, man.
Yeah, it is still in the theaters,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
yeah, I bought it on Voodoo. It's like $20.
Mhm.
Fucking totally worth it. I watched it in the theater, and then I've seen it 5 times at home since. So it's already paid for itself.
Well, I am a
It's so
big
good.
David Harbour fan, so
Dude,
I actually
it's-
liked his take on Hellboy.
It's so good because it's so full of heart. So the premise, without spoiling anything, if you watch the trailer, the premise is Santa Claus has been doing this for 1,100 years, and the naughty list keeps getting bigger, and he's getting disheartened, and he's become a drunk, and he doesn't want to do Christmas anymore. And then while he's doing Christmas on this, so they show him at a bar a couple times, and he's up in his sleigh, shotgun and beers and shit. And so, no, seriously. So then when he gets to this one house, he's putting the presents down, and he's eating the cookies, and he drinks some milk, and it's like, ugh, skim milk. And then he looks up, and there's a bar full of liquor. So he gets shit-faced and passes out in a lazy boy in their living room. And then he wakes up to gunshots because the house he's at, these people are getting robbed, and he has to save the day. It's really good, man. He's
I
like a
didn't know it was
reluctant.
the actual Santa. I thought it was like a disgruntled mall Santa.
No,
who
it is the actual
No.
It's the
Santa.
actual
Okay, so yeah, you
Santa.
can tell from the trailers it's Santa. It's him. Yeah.
I love it. It's
Isn't John Leguizamo the bad guy in it? Or
yeah,
some
he's
shit
the
like
he's
that?
he's Scrooge. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the bad guy. He's
Oh
Jimmy,
man,
aka
I
Scrooge.
really got to see this now.
Beverly D'Angelo's in it. She's the mom. She's
Ooh.
yeah.
No,
yeah.
I
she's
haven't
the
heard
mom
that
from
name in a
Christmas Vacation
long
too, right?
time.
Yeah. She's the mom in Vacation. That's what dude, they reference they literally by name reference Home Alone twice at least. They literally by name reference Die Hard. And they reference Christmas Vacation through Beverly D'Angelo, and it's kind of a ripoff of Fat Man, but it's like it takes all of these little elements and makes a way better movie than all of those movies. It's so good. It's I can't recommend it enough. It's my new favorite Christmas movie ever. It's so good. Anyway,
I don't know.
well, it's hey, I challenge you guys. Hopefully, before
Die
we
Hard's
come
pretty
back-
hard to beat, bro.
Yeah,
Die
Die
Hard
Hard is pretty hard to
Sorry.
beat. So is Garbage Day.
It ain't
Dude.
Christmas around my house until my boy
Hans Gruber falls off
Hans
Nakatomi
Gruber
Plaza.
falls
Yeah,
off of
so
Nakatomi Plaza,
I
bro.
feel you. I feel you,
Sorry.
but I'm just saying.
Did you
I'd
know?
love to
Have you seen the new Advent calendars they got for that?
I'm
No.
gonna, yes, I'm
It
gonna-
looks
Is it
like-
all the floors.
Hang on, let me look it up real quick.
Oh,
I'll show you
God.
guys. Yes, you can buy them on
Well, look,
Amazon, man.
I'm gonna.
Now, while he is looking up that advent calendar, I do need to say I actually own. Unfortunately, it's in storage, so I couldn't wear it this year. But I own a Die Hard ugly Christmas sweater. It's got Nakatomi Plaza in the middle. It's blowing up. There's flaming helicopters all around it. It's awesome.
There you
I
go.
believe you.
Share it
But
when you
there's
feel like it,
nothing
man.
more
There it is.
awesome than the Macho Man. Yeah, the
Macho Man
Randy
Savage.
always rises to the top Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you want to see that advent calendar, man,
too sweet to
throw
be
the screen up
sour.
there. There it is, right there.
Yeah.
All right, let me put it on the screen. Hold up. I was letting Joe get his
You got to
promo
see this
in.
advent calendar.
Yeah.
Or Johnny. Sorry.
You thought I was kidding. You can get this on
Oh
Amazon.
my
You
God.
just move him down every
those.
day.
I
Yeah.
saw
And it's
this on
reusable. It's
Instagram.
plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
It's
it on
not a
Instagram.
joke. You can buy them. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right,
Oh my
so
God. After the show, put the link for that in the group chat.
I
'Cause I'm
will
going
do
to
it
buy
right
one.
now. No problem.
Yeah,
Probably
so-
on clearance.
right, it probably is now. So, all right. Well, hey, we had a little bit of fun. You guys
Thank
didn't
you.
want to share any holiday photos like I did?
No, it was just me and the wife this year.
Okay.
Like I said, my nephew coming over last night was the first time people we saw. Yeah.
I was too
All
damn busy to
I
take
was
any
working.
pictures.
Fair enough. Hey, man, that's the only picture I got where I'm in it. You know, as the
But
dad,
I did get it now. If you want to talk
I have
about
tons
Christmas
of pictures.
presents,
Yeah.
I got some good stuff.
Oh, well, hey,
if
tell me,
if
what'd you
you've
get?
ever, if you've ever watched my sketching stream, my buddy, oh my God, Jimmy, he gets on there and he talks to people when I'm not talking, right? And I have to move my camera and everything over to the drawing board, right? Well, my wife got me another. What's it? Which one is this? It's the one everybody uses, the C9200, right? Pro webcam. Got me another one of those. I can actually become one of those field reporters because I got a wireless mic to put on my lapel now, right?
Ooh, can you send me the link to that? I need one of those.
I will. Yeah, I'll have her look it up and get it.
I got
to you, man.
my family is so lazy,
And I got another ring light. So basically, I got the entire rig to set up another setup for another camera, so I don't have to move all that shit. All I have to do is just switch my inputs.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All I got was I got like $275 in Amazon gift cards digitally because my family's lazy. So if you can send me links to the shit that I
Yeah,
want,
but that's perfect. You get what you want. Yeah.
I want to get the wireless mic, and I want to get the thing that John has where he pushes a button and like shit happens. You know what I
Soundboard.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want one of those.
You need a soundboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, John,
So-
just ask John which one he got, man.
I have
He got a
several
nice one.
times. He never sends me the link, but it's
Oh
okay.
man, I will definitely find out which one it is. Matter of fact, let me text her right now.
But
'cause it's almost
yeah,
beer
I do
30.
want to know that. So what about you, Johnny?
Well, this brand new microphone that I've had for a couple weeks was an early gift for my mother.
Oh, awesome.
So I actually got this one a few weeks ago. So I've been podcasting with it for the last couple weeks. I got a few new Funko Pops because everybody knows I collect them. It's real easy to shop.
I've
for
never
me.
gotten that, man. I've never understood it. Never heard of it.
Yeah.
you know,
Here's the thing, man. You know what? I need to send you a camera because you just fuzzy as.
I'm
I'm trying to cuss
a new
less, so-
camera and a new ring light. They should be here this week.
There
Good.
you go.
So when I was editing last week's video, I realized I cuss a lot. So I'm gonna work on that. Like I cuss a lot. So
You're gonna get us demonetized.
The Funko Pop thing, though, Johnny. I understand collecting stuff you love, but I've never understood those big-headed little things.
Believe it or not, it's a lot cheaper than Hero Clicks. I used to collect Hero Clicks, and holy
Yeah.
crap!
Oh, well,
my son,
you know, I got
Devin,
my Supergirl statues. They're really expensive. I know
Yeah.
they're cheaper than these things. Yeah. no
And
doubt.
the trick to doing pops, it's like limit yourself to like 2 or 3 things that you like.
Mhm.
Like I
Because they
mostly
make them
collect-
for everything, man.
Yeah,
Everything.
and,
So, like,
and
I mostly
variations of everything, you know.
Mhm.
Like I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. I will never have all the Game of Thrones pops. I'm not even going to try. Same with Star Wars. I have a couple
Right.
Star Wars pops. I have a lot of my favorite characters. I got like 4 Boba Fett's. I got a couple Darth Vaders. I got the Mandalorian. I got Grogu. So like
Yeah.
I got my Star Wars is set. But my WWE ones that you can see behind me, I got the whole
Oh,
back
that'll
wall
never
of my
end.
room.
That's never going to end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
the whole
never
back
gonna
wall of my room
Yeah.
is nothing but WWE pops.
There
Which
you go.
one of these days I'm going to do like a top 10 WWE pops that Eva Marie was made before. Like, why do we have an Eva Marie pop and there's not a hunky tonky?
You're really hung up on that Eva Marie pop thing. You've brought
Well, I
that up
heard
a
they
lot.
might be bringing her back.
Yeah.
They might
I've
be
heard that
rehiring her.
project is in the works again. I have
Okay.
I-
Look,
Like,
I understand you want hot girls wrestling,
Mean Girls.
but
It's
at
like,
least get
stop
some
trying
hot
to make
girls.
Eva Marie happen. It's never going to happen.
All right, so these guys are out of their damn mind. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time to get into this week's show, Scandals and News of 2022. We're going to go over our top 5 wrestling news stories of 2022. First and foremost, I would like to introduce my co-host, the Atmosphere, Joe Rivers. Say hey, Joe.
What's going on, Big Daddy? How you doing?
And our permanent panelist, the Ayatollah of rock and roll, Johnny Rock.
Yeah, you only said that because I'm wearing my Inner Circle shirt.
Exactly.
Right?
And
that is one of the most kick-ass shirts ever.
When
I went and saw them in Dallas, I should have gotten that shirt.
Yeah.
Sure.
So hey guys, thanks for putting up with my antics, and welcome back from the break. These are the top 5 scandals and news stories in wrestling for 2022. And number 5, I'm going to hand over to my man here, Joe, because I don't know fuck all about it. The Nick Aldis story. Tell us all about it, brother, and let's have a discussion.
Man.
There we go.
Number 5 on our list is NWA suspends Nick Aldis for his recent comments. Aldis responds. Now, what you got here is Nick Aldis, who had been the face of the NWA for many years now. He recently dropped the belt. Go ahead.
So that pay-per-view you had me watch, I never saw. All In, I believe it was. Nick Aldis was the NWA champion, but he dropped it to Cody. So did Cody drop it back to him at some point?
He dropped it back. Cody dropped it back to him a month later.
A month later. Okay. When was that? Where was that at? Was that like on a pay-per-view?
I'm not sure of the pay-per-view. It was an NWA show, though.
It was? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Absolutely.
So that's what confused me about this. So sorry to interrupt, but continue.
Oh, no problem. Nick Aldis has been suspended by the National Wrestling Alliance. This was back in November 7th. After revealing that he will be leaving the company once he becomes a free agent on January 1st, 2023. Nick Aldis has been suspended from the NWA according to a statement that was released by PW Insider. The statement, which comes from NWA COO Joe Galli, reveals that Aldis' suspension will go into effect immediately and that he will not be present at the Hard Times 3 pay-per-view or the coinciding TV tapings that are set to take place this weekend.
All right, before you go any further, since there's a little break there, before you go any further.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have a question. The funny, so, you know, I was born in 79. My teenage years were in the 90s. I was a huge Smashing Pumpkins fan. I was shocked to find out that the lead singer of Smashing Pumpkins, which a lot of people probably don't know about this,
Billy Corgan,
is the fucking owner of NWA.
Yeah, he bought NWA.
Do you have the backstory on that? Can you, like, I've been fascinated.
Can't give you the exact dates. I do remember when it happened.
How did he get into it? Why? Like,
it was before he tried to buy Impact.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
like he owned Impact for like a hot minute, but then he realized it was a total.
Was he always a wrestling fan or something?
Yes, he's a diehard wrestling fan.
It just fascinates me because this was something I never knew about him, and I loved Smashing Pumpkins as a teenager.
I actually bought one of their DVD sets having to do with Nick Aldis, and the 10 Pounds of Gold is the name of the disc set. It's a history of the NWA Championship, and it's something that Billy Corgan produced himself. Once he bought the company. Have you seen this disc set that I'm talking about, Johnny?
I've never heard of it. And also, another question is he like, is he an on-air character also, or is he just a behind-the-scenes kind of guy?
Oh, Corgan?
Yeah.
You don't see him on. No, you don't see him.
Okay.
On there.
Okay.
He's behind the scenes owner completely. He's not like, Khan isn't really either. You see him occasionally, but really he stays backstage.
No, you're right. So is he more like? Is he like Tony Khan? He's obviously not like Vince, or is he like neither? He's
neither. He's actually neither. An owner.
Okay.
He's passionate about the business, but he doesn't.
And he likes the old school television tapings. That's what he likes.
Okay.
I liken it to Mid-South myself. It looks exactly like Mid-South wrestling back in the day to me. But that's what he's a big fan of. And that's what Power is all about.
Jim Cornette loved it until they fired him.
What's
right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. For sure.
I still think it's bullshit, man.
But if you want to know
culture. What did he say? He said something about like fried chicken. Like, come on, he didn't call the dude the N-word.
I don't know what got him out of there.
No, it was the fried chicken comment that got him fired.
Yeah, I can
Google. No,
at NWA.
Yeah, because look, here's the thing. I'm not going to say I'm I'm not going
to lie. I got my dinner right here. I'm eating a fried chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A.
But I'm a Jim Cornette fan. I listen to his podcasts, and I've always liked his mind for the business. And I think it's beat up because he made a joke about he's from the damn South, man. It's this cancel culture. He made a joke about some black wrestler in fried chicken or something, and that's what got him fired. I can look it up exactly, but
it happened. It happened a while ago. So
I believe you, but. Yeah. Look, the whole thing here, and I don't need to read the rest of this article. I can break it down for you pretty simply, okay? There's two sides to every story. Basically, the relationship is fractured, and I would not be surprised if it has something to do with his wife, Mickie James. She and Nick helped produce a all-women's show for NWA. They were supposed to have another women's pay-per-view, and Billy Corgan basically poo-pooed it and said no. But
wasn't that the whole thing Mickie James was pushing? I thought,
and exactly, and defending his wife. Basically the relationship's broken. And what he did was he went on Instagram and said that he was going to be leaving the NWA when his contract was up, and Corgan didn't like the fact that he said that before they had pay-per-views coming up, so he suspended him immediately. Yeah. For breaking kayfabe kind of thing, which is horseshit. But
how is Mickie James?
It just goes to show Mickey's doing her own thing in Impact, but there's a lot of cross promotion. The stuff you're going to find out when we get into the State of the Apron stuff later on this year, you're going to find out that a lot of these guys wrestle for several promotions. They're not wrestling for one. I mean, the first time I don't know about you, Johnny, but the first time I saw the best heel in wrestling right now, MJF, it was on Major League Wrestling.
MLW.
Yeah. And Jim Cornette was working there before he got fired from there. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, why did he get fired from there? I'm just curious.
I don't know. But
I love how Jim likes to dog on Teddy Hart when really they're almost the same person.
What's the guy's name that wrestled my girl Tessa Blanchard?
Sammy Callahan?
Callahan. I think it had something to do with that. They crossed paths and didn't like each other or something like that. But because Callahan was wrestling at Major League too.
Yeah, Callahan's not a fan of Cornette.
No, and he's not a fan of Callahan either.
They are definitely not on each other's Christmas card list.
I thought that was one of the biggest stories because I watch all of it, and Nick Aldis is one of my favorites. If you ever watched him in Impact when he was running with Abyss, he had one of the great heel champion runs.
I remember him in Impact when he was Magnus and he was rolling around with Doug Williams.
Mm-hmm. Remember his thug was the Abyss. Remember?
Really?
That was his strong guy when he was the champ. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to interrupt, man. Okay. Go. One, who the fuck is Sammy Callahan? And two, who the fuck is he to think he knows better than Jim Cornette?
Right. Exactly. You just said everything. You said everything you needed to say right there.
All right.
Sammy Callahan's a guy that's never going to be on a major promotion.
No, he's too.
And if he is, he'll be repackaged, man. He's a punk.
Oh, okay.
They tried doing that. Wasn't he in NXT for a while as some weird cyber
I don't know
terrorist?
if he was.
Yeah, he had like this weird cyber terrorism gimmick or something. I forget his name.
Okay.
But yeah, he was like trying to like hack the Tron and shit. It was dumb. It was like CJ Parker levels of dumb. Yep.
But right. Yeah, that's basically the end of that story. Nick's on his way out. I'll save it for the predictions when it comes.
Well, he's one of those guys. I'm surprised Vince never even looked twice at, because he's got the Vince look. The dude is huge.
It could be a case like Kenny Omega. He may not want to work for the guy because he's always done well on his own. So
he might want to work for Papa H. So
yeah, hey,
who doesn't want? I want to work for Papa H.
Right? So who doesn't want to work for that guy? Yeah.
Story number 4. Cody Rhodes jumps ship from AEW to WWE.
Unbelievable.
Who would like to go first on this? Because I think this was on all of our lists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was not on my list.
Oh, it wasn't?
No.
Well, then you can go last.
That was on YouTube.
Johnny.
So this to me was a seismic shift for me because, I mean, he was one of the original founders of AEW. And to me, like, as great as it was seeing Cody again in a WWE ring, because the whole story that we touched on in our premiere episode, how he bet on himself, how he doubled down, went all in, so to speak, basically created his own competition, rose his own personal stock value up. And then I don't think leaving AEW was really a choice for him. I know that the truth hasn't really come out yet, and Cody is way too much of a professional to spill dirt on the way out the door.
Oh, you mean Twinkle Toes and the Hardy Boys didn't
like he's never going to talk about
business?
It.
Yeah.
I feel like Cody Rhodes leaving was the first harbinger of bad things to come out of that AEW locker room. I feel like Cody said, hey, I've lost control of this monster. My contract is up. Papa H is offering me some scratch. Vince is offering me some scratch. I'm going to go back and do what my dad never could. I'm going to win the WWE title. But I think a large part of that, I think the AEW locker room, the state of it, and the elite having so much power backstage almost forced Cody out.
I believe it. After reading interviews with William Regal, which actually surprisingly didn't make our top 5, he echoed a lot of the same things that CM Punk said, which and Cody hasn't been able to say anything, but I
he's not going to say anything.
I think he's way too much of a professional.
He's not.
I get that, but if I had to bet dollars to donuts, he'd say something similar to those guys. I really think so. You know what I mean? That's why he's not there anymore.
Can I offer you an alternate theory as to why he went back to WWE?
Sure.
He knows what he's worth.
He
wanted Daniel Bryan money. He wanted CM Punk money. And there was a match that he had to kind of play a bad guy in. I can't remember the details of this, but the crowd really turned on him after that match. And it was something that Tony Khan wanted him to do, and he did what Tony wanted him to do. And it made him look really bad. Johnny, do you know what I'm referring to?
No, it's the UK guy.
Mm-hmm.
What was his name?
Anthony Ogogo.
Yeah, okay. Anthony Ogogo.
That match there.
Let's break this down.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a half-blind former Olympian who's legitimately half-blind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Trying to play the heel in some tired and tropey U.S. versus UK.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, we haven't been at war since the War of 1812.
Right.
We've always been pretty tight with the Brits for the last century and a half. So you're going to try to say that this is the evil foreign heel from Great Britain,
mm-hmm.
Who is probably our staunchest ally in the world right now.
It's the only program Cody Rhodes has ever apologized for, also.
Oh, it was a terrible program.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad Ogogo won in the end, but I'm glad.
Well, this is the deal.
Over. That was a terribly booked feud.
When his contract came up, he wanted that kind of money, and he was already shelling this out to Jericho CM Punk, Danielson. And Tony basically told him no, and he said, well, okay, fine. I'll go where I can make that money.
It also didn't help that he booked himself into a corner by
the never being able to win the title again.
Yeah, never being able to win the title again was the worst thing he could have done.
No,
but that's more proof of what I've said about him since the start. He promotes everybody else to his own detriment.
No, and we've talked about this before. I agree with you. In fact, I liked the way Johnny put it. He didn't want to be another Jeff Jarrett, right?
Yeah.
That was you, Johnny, that said that, right?
Yep.
I said that.
Yeah, that was.
Yep.
So we've
But what was killer about him coming back to the WWE? He didn't come out there with face makeup on. He didn't come out there as Stardust. He came out as Cody motherfucking Rhodes. He showed those guys. I mean, he made, like you guys said, he made competition for that bunch, and they recognized the fact, hey, we were wrong. You're right. We were wrong. We should have let you do what you want to do.
I think the only decision I've disagreed with Cody on is that neck tattoo.
Yeah, that neck tattoo is horrible.
The neck tattoo is still atrocious.
Jesus Christ.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
You guys suck. Whatever.
I'm sure his wife is pissed about it, man.
Hey, man, she even said it in an interview. She's like, yeah, he kind of made that decision without me.
You know what, Joe? Yes or no? Our match of the year was Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins.
Oh, yes.
At Hell in a Cell.
Absolutely.
Match of the fucking year. No.
Match of the year.
Cody Rhodes is, I can't wait. Did you watch the, probably not, but it's all good. Did you watch the best of the Raw episode the other, a few nights ago?
I haven't watched it yet.
No, I heard it was all recap.
The holidays, man.
I get it. The only thing
I got it on DVR.
Yeah, the only thing you need to watch is at the end they have an interview with Cody Rhodes, and that's the only thing that's not recap.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
it's the only thing that's not recap. And just watch that interview.
Did he declare for the Rumble?
Definitely will.
He didn't, but he dropped some.
You know he's going to be in the
Rumble.
Rumble.
He dropped some hints.
The only question is he going to be 29 or 30?
Or 30,
That's the only question.
Exactly.
I'm telling you.
No, you know what I want? I want him to be number one, and I want him to be the winner.
So when The Rock dumps him out at the end?
Or that.
No.
Look, as long as he's, you know what? The only way I won't get pissed if he's thrown out by The Rock at the very, very end, he's part of the last two, is if he comes out number one. Like, I actually really want
I can buy that.
Yeah, I really want Cody to come out number one, actually. I know I'm like nuts for saying that, but
what if he comes out number two?
That works too. I mean, it's the beginning of the match.
I think he'd get a bigger pop if he came out number two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
no, I agree with that. Just
send some jobber guy who can kind of work. Like, send Chad Gable out first at number one.
I was fixing to say, you can't have him go out at number
he's
one.
Gonna last
you can't have him go out at number one because that guy loves to charge the ring and start beating the shit out of somebody.
Okay,
so
number two,
he's got to go too.
Okay, number two. And hey, man, that's the same. Like, have him beat the Shawn Michaels record because Shawn Michaels, when he beat the record, it was only like 30 seconds around, right, or a minute. Because like Royal Rumble was always supposed to be 2 minutes, but the year that he went 1 to 30. They shortened it to either like 30 seconds or a minute. People in the comments section can let me know which one it is. But I know it was one of those two because that was a big point of contention between me and my wrestling nerd friends.
Wait. Which record?
The longest time spent from number one. And Shawn Michaels won. He entered 1995. He entered number one and he won it.
Because I know the total.
But it was only.
Record for the Royal Rumble is held by Daniel Bryan.
Oh, is it?
But
that's when it was 2 minutes of fucking thing. That's what I'm saying. But
that was also the 40-man Rumble, or the world's largest Rumble, the 50-man one from Saudi Arabia.
Oh, well, that one doesn't count.
Daniel Bryan lasted almost an hour and a half.
That one doesn't count.
But I think after that, the longest standard 30-man Rumble, the record is held by Rey Mysterio, who came in at number 2 and was in the final 4. And he that was the one when he won it. He came in at number 2 and he won the whole damn Rumble, and he was in there for an hour and 12 minutes, I believe. Comment section, if I'm wrong, please correct me. Because that's just real off the top of my head.
I can't.
That's what I'm saying. You have a Royal Rumble, it's like an hour and 15 minutes. Cody in number 2. Cody wins it, breaks the record, wins the Rumble, goes to WrestleMania, and beats the Tribal Chief for the undisputed title. God damn, it's like a storybook ending. It just writes itself.
See, I do think he's going to take it off of Roman, but at SummerSlam. This year, it's all about The Rock. at Mania.
I don't think The Rock's doing. I don't think he's going to do it.
I don't think The Rock's doing shit. I think you guys are just dreaming. These fantasy booking of The Rock has been going on for the last decade.
It has.
No, even WWE has come out and said that they want the main event of the Hollywood Royal Rumble.
Of course they do. Why would they not? I mean, he's like. Here's the thing. I think The Rock wants to protect after the Okay, here's the thing. Had Black Adam been a success, I actually think there would have been a better chance for The Rock to be at WrestleMania. But now it will be framed, oh, The Rock flops in the box office and has to go back to wrestling. And he doesn't want that narrative. No. And he's got the XFL coming out. And if that, like, he's got a lot
of oars in the water, man.
One bad movie, one dud does not make you a Hollywood flop. The guy is franchise Viagra. The guy is the highest in-demand movie star in the world.
So, you know,
I don't
think
the
modern day Schwarzenegger.
I hate to break it to you, man. I was on a podcast with this dude, and I'll bring up the stuff, the info. It's The Rock's best movie, like solo movie, not him being in like an ensemble like Fast and Furious or Jumanji or things like where he's an ensemble or was Black Adam, which was a monumental failure. Like he is actually on his own, not a bankable. He's like it for some reason. He's built this aura, and I hate to say this, but the numbers don't lie. And this was brought to my attention like maybe a month or two ago when I was like, because I was like, "There's no way Black Adam's going to fail." So this would have been early October. I was like, "There's no way Black Adam's going to fail. The Rock is The Rock." I said the same thing you did. He's franchise Viagra. He's going to make DC the best ever. And it was like, by all accounts, sadly, it was a flop. It lost money. You know,
people still keep sailing millions of dollars at it to be in a movie, though.
And honestly, I think
are they going to keep doing it?
He's still the highest paid actor in Hollywood, man.
I think the jury's still out on Black Adam. It has not hit the home market yet, aside from streaming. It's not on Blu-ray yet.
I bought it.
I'll buy it when it's on Blu-ray.
But look,
I have every other DCEU
to put a bow on Cody, guys. Who cares what the motivation was? The fact that he came out at WrestleMania dressed as the American Nightmare
with his music
was what made it for me, man. Yeah. I was like, yes.
I love that he kept the music. I love that he kept his song. That's
what this whole 4-year exercise has been about.
He had that song written for him by Downstage. He commissioned that song.
That's why he left to begin with. You guys don't believe in me? You want me to keep doing this comedy routine with this makeup on? I'm not down with it. Let me go. Let me go do my thing. I'll show you what I can do.
You made my daddy wear polka dots. I am not my dad.
And now, is he not? Even though he's not wrestling, he's the most talked about guy in the WWE. When's he coming back? Who's the biggest face in WWE right now? It's Sami Zayn right now. And the only reason why is because Cody's not wrestling. The whole reason why he took off to begin with 5 years ago was to prove to them that he could be his own character. He could make Cody Rhodes the headliner. He could do that if they just let him do his thing. And they weren't ready to do that with him before. They had him as Stardust.
They are Vince.
Well, yeah, let's call it what it is. When he left, it was Vince running the creative, right?
Yeah.
And he wanted things so, and he liked him in the black pleather leotard with a star on it, I guess, with makeup, and that was his deal. I just love it. You'll love it, guy. Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm glad I missed that.
Whatever.
I never saw that.
What, you never saw Stardust?
I don't know. We've talked about this before.
He looked like Mr. Sinister sometimes. He had like the Mr.
He was trying
Sinister
to do
cape.
a play on Gold Dust. That's what he was trying to do.
Well, yeah, I mean, I kind of figured.
Yeah,
you know,
it was dumb. It was
Stardust, Gold Dust.
But you know what?
Was he a tag team?
Cody being the true professional, he sold it every time he was in the fucking ring.
They were rivals, and then they were a tag team.
Did they ever win the tag titles?
I don't think they did.
Did they?
I think they did.
If they did, they didn't keep them long. But one of the best freaking pay-per-views I ever watched. You remember the one with Steve Amell in it?
Yeah.
When he got in a fight with him? right? Outside the ring, and Steve Amell ended up coming in the ring and getting to fight, fighting with him. That was
No,
cool.
Well, yeah,
otherwise
it
It was
tag
like
probably-
the
match.
first
You had,
season of Arrow, and Cody had.
I
been
remember
on there
Pac
as
was in
a-
that match too, back when he was Neville.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
Remember, you had me watch All In, and I text you. I was like, "Holy shit, Stephen Amell is in this." I didn't know Stephen Amell had done any other wrestling.
Yeah, he'd been on WWE. Yeah, that's what
I
that's
didn't-
what I'm
yeah.
telling. I'm trying to remember what pay-per-view it was, but Johnny knows
I believe
what
it
I'm
was a
talking about.
SummerSlam.
It could have been.
I believe it was SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think it was SummerSlam. But
I'll have to check
this is
that
the
out.
deal. He was a bad guy. Cody played a bad guy on the first season of Arrow, and he was a recurring
Well,
character.
I saw Cody on Arrow because I watched Arrow, but I
Mhm.
wasn't watching WWE at that time.
Didn't he die
And
in
I
a
know-
prison
and-
fire?
I know he had a drug called Stardust, which is
Yeah.
why I think it's funny. No, the name of the drug he was
remember
peddling
that.
was,
Yep.
was Stardust. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. No, they became great friends, and apparently Stephen Amell's always loved wrestling, and he said, "Well, shit,
Have you
I'll
watched
get you on the
Heels?
show?"
Have
Huh?
you watched
I have not seen it.
It's good.
Is it good?
It's good. It's really
Wow.
good.
Yeah,
Which
it's him and
streaming
Bjorn
service
from
on?
from Vikings.
Which one?
Yeah.
Which one is it on? Which streaming service? is it on?
Stars.
I just
Nothing
got to
else
say
there.
one more thing. AEW's loss is WWE's gain. No
Hell
doubt. When
yeah.
it comes to Cody Rhodes.
Exactly.
No
Totally.
doubt.
I think there's going to be a lot of that because we'll get into that when we get to story number 2.
Well, you know
But,
the funny one last thing.
Tony,
about-
yeah, go ahead.
One last thing about the Cody thing is that I was always wondering who the first major defection to go the other way would be. And not in a million years did I believe it would be Cody Rhodes.
Amen. So, I tell you guys, I watch What Culture Wrestling. They
Mhm.
released a video about like the top, I think it was top 10 or top things or whatever they got wrong about their 2022 predictions. And the very first one was Simon Miller comes on. He's like, I believe the words Cody Rhodes will never leave AEW.
AEW came out of his mouth.
Came out of my mouth
He didn't
around
say that, did he?
February of this
No.
year. I was like,
Yeah.
damn. So yeah, like everybody.
I'll give that prediction a down.
Yeah, a down.
A
Like,
brown
nobody-
down.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
definitely going to revisit this, Johnny. You're right when we talk about number 2 because
Oh,
I got
yeah.
a lot to say about that shit.
Yeah.
Um,
But before we
but-
get to number 2,
yeah,
we got to
gotta
get
do
to number
3.
3. The number 3 scandalous news story of the year in wrestling. Sasha and Naomi dropped the titles off in gorilla position hours before Raw and tell WWE to go fuck themselves. I will hand it off to you two because this ain't my thing.
Yeah, it's definitely my thing. First of all, I don't know how you feel about this chick, Johnny, but I wish Sasha Banks would go the fuck away. I really do. Her diva act is getting old. This is not the first time she's done this.
No, it's not. However,
I couldn't disagree with you more, but that's fine.
I have a very mixed opinion on Sasha Banks. For one, I like her character. Her
I do too. I do too.
Her in-ring work is so streaky to me. Like, she could be on and be one of the greatest women's wrestlers in the world, or she could be a human botch machine. Some of the bumps I see her taking in the ring are very unsafe, not just for her, but for her opponents as well.
Yep.
There were a few times during the Charlotte feud that lasted a year and a half where I thought for sure she had broken her neck 3 different ways. And then
Where
she pops
she'd
right
win the
back.
championship on Raw, and then
Yeah.
Charlotte would win
Well,
at the
this is just-
pay-per-view. And
This is
yeah.
just going beyond booking. I'm talking about like just the way she takes bumps seems to be so unsafe. Like, if you know the fundamentals, you're like,
Right.
that's not how you were taught.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, and I'm like, you're just shortening your career.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she is a trailblazer. She is a horsewoman. I understand what she's brought to
I'm
the
not
business.
denying the talent. It's the diva. If she just lose the fucking diva.
You know what, though? If a guy did that, you'd say he was betting on himself.
No, not the way this chick does, man. No. See, guys that act that way. Okay, we just got done discussing Cody, right?
Yeah.
How did he do it? Did he go blasting it on Instagram? He wasn't happy with what was going
No.
on and walk away? No,
He did pretty
he
damn
asked
good
for
for
his
himself.
release. That's what he did.
But at the same time, if I could play the devil's advocate for just a minute.
Go for it, man, because you're not going to sell me on it. I'm
not a huge Sasha Banks. She's not even in my top 5 of favorite women's wrestlers.
Yeah.
So I don't want to come off like a total Sasha mark or anything, but
I know you're not.
I do gotta call a spade a spade. I know that a few years ago, the whole reason the women's tag belts exist was because she lobbied for them backstage for a long time, even back in her NXT days. So when they finally made women's tag belts, that was kind of the culmination of, that was her baby. That was her pet project. That was something that she and Bayley had been pushing for years behind the scenes.
Yep.
And you got to admit, we finally get them. And Bayley and Sasha are the inaugural champions, and their whole intention was, hey, we want this to be a traveling championship. We want to compete against everybody, both main roster brands, NXT. Yeah. We want these belts to be defended, whenever somebody wants to step up, which I thought was pretty good. And
it's great.
But then you got the guys in creative like Vince, who did not value those titles.
No.
And they made them almost an afterthought or a joke, and that didn't sit right, because how would you feel if you campaigned for this for years? This is your baby, and then somebody just takes your baby away and just shits all over it.
That's why she left the first time. We know that.
They I'm sure the reason she came back is they made promises. They made, they put.
Wait. You mean like when the Authority came out and said we're going to start listening to the fans?
Yeah, which was a crock.
That's why I brought it up.
I know. But she's like, I done told y'all once. I said I'd walk if you don't book these properly.
Yeah.
And to me, like, from what I heard, I don't have the official story on this, but from what I heard, the final straw was they wanted her and Naomi to start feuding to be number 1 contender for the SmackDown women's title. And they're like, no, we're friends. We're babyface champions.
Okay.
You're not going to turn us against each other. We hold these tag belts and these mean something. Our friendship means something.
Yeah.
You're not going to put me in a rivalry with my partner for nothing.
Well,
that was it for nothing. They're like, are one of us going to be eventually taking the title? No, then why are you putting this in this program? It was bad creative. It was bad booking, and I don't blame them for sticking to their guns on that.
Yeah.
I really don't.
I just, I had seen her do it before, and I was like, man, if you don't know what these guys are doing, then, they're going to fuck with you every chance they get now,
I think the Triple H era.
She's one of the top paid wrestlers in the women's division.
And she's earned it. She's not my favorite, but she's earned it.
She's earned it. That's right. Well, when you get paid like that, you need to work your contract out. I've always said that about every kind of athlete there is: football, wrestling, whatever.
Well, at the same time, I also feel like she is still under contract on some way. I feel like this New Japan thing, it's going to be a way to put eyes on her.
You think she's coming back?
I do think she's coming back, and there is a way that she can.
Well, yeah, Vince is out now, so
I think Vince and Laurinaitis were her problem.
Yeah, so it probably.
I think Triple H said, "Hey, take a couple months off, get your head right, do this thing in New Japan because it's going to put eyes on us."
It just doesn't look good to me.
You know, work with Kairi. You've worked with her before. She's working with an opponent she knows in Japan. Like if the rumors are to be believed, she'll be working with Kairi Sane, who she's worked with in WWE before.
Who WWE need to get back because she's one of my favorites. Ever.
She is great, but I understand her reasons for leaving. She wanted to be back home and start a family.
Exactly. So, yeah, she's not coming back. They'd have to. Yeah,
she's doing it. I could see her coming back like for short runs here and there.
Yeah,
but not as a full timer.
Yeah,
she's already got a good career.
I love my little pirate princess, man. She's awesome.
Right?
I love her.
But yeah, I think she's gonna do a couple dates in Japan, probably Wrestle Kingdom, probably do New Year's Dash, do wrap up her storyline in the middle of January. She'll
Right.
be back before the end of January and be a surprise entrant in the Women's Rumble. Probably win the damn thing.
Yeah, probably. You're right.
So,
when I hear that argument out of you, yeah, I can buy. I don't ever like to see that out of any pro, ever. I really don't.
You guys hear me now?
I think if you know your worth,
Can you guys hear me now?
you can double
Yes.
down on it.
You're
You
just
can
fine.
double
All right,
down on
so
yourself.
here's the thing. I've been listening. I've been sitting in the back, and look, my favorite wrestler of all time is
Bret Hart.
Bret Hart. Okay, so do me a favor, guys. Let's just sit back, and this is at least the second time Bret Hart did something kind of like Sasha Banks, but everybody replied to it differently because Bret Hart is a man.
Uh-oh.
Whoa! Frustrated isn't the goddamn word for it. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So why is it Bret Hart can be like that, but Sasha Banks can't? Look, because Bret Hart after WrestleMania 12 left, and then this stuff happened. He threatened. In fact, the Raw after this, he literally quit and left, and came back. So I don't know, man. I think this is just a case of. I feel bad for Naomi, to be honest with you.
That's who I feel bad for.
Feel bad about.
Yeah.
Because she's
But-
just
but
going
Sasha-
along. She's just going
Yeah.
along.
But Sasha Banks
Naomi
knows her
at
worth.
best is a worker. And she's my
And,
wife's
like-
favorite wrestler. And
So here's the thing. I
no.
disagreed with a lot of what you said, Joe, which is a rarity with us.
Mhm.
Sasha Banks, in my opinion, is the best women's wrestler in like possibly ever. Definitely in the top
What?
3, in my opinion.
What?
Yeah, dude. She's come on. First Hell in a Cell
Put her
match.
in the ring with
First
Tessa
Iron Woman
Blanchard.
match.
See what happens, bro.
I'm sorry, who was with her in those matches? That's who I think is the best women's wrestler.
If you
in
say
the world.
Charlotte Flair, I'm gonna.
I will
fucking
say
kick
He
you
was
Charlotte
out.
going to
Flair.
say
Okay.
Charlotte
All
Flair.
right.
And Charlotte
All
is
right.
better than
Fuck
her.
that guy.
So
Whatever.
dump me
All right.
too, because she is.
All right. Love you, man. I'll finish the show. We got the next one is the Brawl Out from All Out. Hey, Johnny, welcome back. I guess I'll bring Joe back too. It's okay. It's okay.
Now let's put a bow on this.
Okay.
When are we getting Das Wolfen back behind the
Right?
No,
Yeah,
no.
when's
This
he
is
gonna be
why.
running the
This is
board?
why I don't want Das Wolfen back
Right?
because I get drunk with power. I can kick you out
can kick us
anytime.
out at any
Danny going heel on the air. This is his heel turn.
He can get to the chopper on his own.
Yeah. What is
But,
best in life?
Look,
What is
I'm
best
gonna
in
put a
life?
bow on this. I'm with you. I think
Who's
she's
your
coming
daddy?
back
What
too.
does he do?
I hate that Naomi got caught up in this because she's a good kid and she's got
Yeah.
a husband that keeps getting in trouble and
She's
And
married into the bloodline. I don't think she's doing too bad.
no,
Well,
she's going to
yeah,
be
but
fine and
here's
she's going
my
to be
thing.
back
This is-
on too. She's
This is
probably
what I
gonna
don't
come back
understand.
when Sasha
Why the hell
does.
isn't she the female bloodline character? They
Because
could
she's
feud with
just-
the Judgment Day. You know, they need a chick, like bring Naomi back because Naomi's not got the juice that Mercedes Vernado does, man.
Mhm.
Like, I'm sorry. She
Yeah.
just doesn't.
she's a worker. Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt. She's just a worker. No doubt.
Mercedes has got the juice.
Naomi
She's
is
the
clearly
boss.
the Marty Jannetty of that tag team.
She is, and that's sad.
Mhm.
And it's sad. But I
Because
just
she's
and I hope she
talented.
doesn't.
She is.
Yeah.
But Naomi's
Well,
good
Marty
for what she
Jannetty
does.
wasn't
She's
talented. Hold
entertaining.
up.
She's
Whoa. Yeah.
like, I'm not going to say I hate Naomi. I don't
Hey,
have very
man.
many.
No, I
the
don't
whole
hate Naomi.
gimmick
Naomi's
was hers, and it was great. What she did with that championship, the little bit of time she had it, was awesome. It was
I like when the championship glowed.
yes,
when it
exactly.
neon-
That was all her.
I was
man.
like,
yeah.
so that's cool.
All right. So our number 2 scandalous news story in wrestling for 2022 is, we all agreed on this one, pretty much, the Brawl Out from All Out. So I'm going to let Joe take it from here.
Okay, guys. First of all, if you don't know about this story, you've been living under a rock if you're a wrestling fan. But this article comes from Cage Side
Seats.
Seats. Cage Side Seats. More details emerge on backstage fight at WWE All Out between CM Punk and the Elite.
AEW. You said WWE.
Did I say WWE? I'm
You
sorry.
did.
AEW. Let me get that right.
Letters,
All
pal.
Out between CM Punk and the Elite. Now, this article was the day after, on September 5th. Following last night's All Out pay-per-view in Chicago, Illinois, CM Punk snapped during a media scrum alongside AEW president Tony Khan, who, by the way, let me make a comment here, didn't stop him at all.
Exactly. So,
let
like,
him do it.
Did CM Punk really snap 1 and 2? Like,
I think it was cold and calculated. That was not a snap. That was.
Well, no, it was clearly cold and calculated.
Yeah, he
go on.
Clearly was going into business for himself because Khan looked a little shocked when he started. Anyway,
yeah, but like, you know, if Tony Khan had any kind of huevos, he would have stopped him.
He would have stopped it right then.
Yeah,
he went.
Let's be honest. Tony Khan always looks shocked.
He went after Colt Cabana. He went after the Elite, and he went after Hangman Adam Page.
No, it's not Hangman Adam Page. It's empty-headed Adam Page. They need to get that right.
They need to get that right, huh? Mm-hmm. For helping perpetuate much of the backstage and some on-screen drama that has taken center stage in the news of late. And I think that's about all we need to read in the article. We all know what happened, and we can all talk about it. Johnny, I think, you know, to me, this has been brewing for a while. It's just from my perspective, what I saw happening, it's the Elite. They're putting their foot down. They're trying to run
the toes and the Harley Boys who don't know their asshole from their elbows, trying to run something when they're not fit enough to run a fucking Burger King.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Anyway,
go ahead, Johnny.
There were so many quotable sound bites by Punk that night, and I'm not gonna lie. I have been an unashamed, unabashed CM Punk apologist, defender, supermark, whatever you want to call me. You know, since his Ring of Honor days, this kid, he's not a kid anymore. This guy's always been special. He's always got, to me, he's one of those guys who gets the business side of things as well as the entertainment side of things.
Absolutely.
And if you followed Punk's career from the start, you'd understand, like, you don't know what's a shoot and what's a work with this guy. Because he's been able to turn shoots into works, taking the chicken shit in his life and turning it into chicken salad. Yep. So this is how I see it. I think this is a work.
Hi guys, this is Gary from Pop Culture Minefield here on KGRA, and we're leaving for our first break. I hope we survive.
Important question facing humanity.
A birthday without her mom, an anniversary without her husband, her wedding day without her dad. These are the days when military families feel it most of all. The loss of their soldier, their sailor, their airman, their Marine, their Coast Guardsman. Families never forget their loved ones lost to war or illness or suicide. Families never forget. And neither do we. We are TAPS, the Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors. We provide resources, support, and comfort to heal the hearts and meet the needs of grieving military families, all at no cost to them. Your generosity can make an enormous difference in the lives of the families of our fallen military heroes. Our military families need to know they are not alone and they are not forgotten. Show them your support at taps.org.
Hey members, the new KGRA DB app is now available on iOS and Android devices. Gain on-demand access to any KGRA DB programming. Download any show directly to your mobile device to listen or watch on the go. Go to the App Store and search KGRA DB.
Oh wow, we survived! Welcome back from the commercial break. Now for some more Pop Culture Minefield on KGRA.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the middle of the film.
The Elite does have too much power backstage. They should not be in an executive role if they're booking themselves into championship storylines and always wanting to be in the bigger spot than the other guys. But I also think that Kenny Omega, maybe not the Bucks, but Kenny Omega understands when there's money on the table. And I don't think he's petty enough to leave that money on the table.
I was shocked. I was shocked to see him involved in this.
So this is how I think things went down. Punk dropped the grape bomb. There was an altercation. But behind closed doors, somebody must have say, you know what? Punk's going to be out for months anyway because of the tricep injury.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to have to drop the title anyway. Mm-hmm. Let's have the Elite drop their titles too. Let's make this a storyline. I can almost imagine once cooler heads prevailed, once everything calmed down, probably like 2 days after All Out happened, Kenny Omega was on the phone with CM Punk. And they're like, how can we work this into a program?
So, hey, man, I wish, because I started talking about this last week and you kept stopping me. I mentioned Conan's podcast. He said the same thing. I'm just regurgitating what he said. Tony Khan is a fucking moron if he doesn't turn this into a storyline. If he's got half a goddamn brain cell, he will turn this into a storyline because of what you just said. CM Punk has built a career off. Is it a work? Is it a shoot? You know what I mean? Like
everything from the Summer of Punk and Ring of Honor to the leaving with the title when his contract expired and signing a new contract behind closed doors. This guy, if you haven't been following CM Punk and understanding what exactly is going on, you haven't been paying attention.
Here's the thing. This is money. Here's what I hope happened. Like Tony Khan will totally redeem himself in my eyes if this is what happened. CM Punk before the scrum, he and Tony talk. Tony, I went to the trainer. My shit's torn. I'm going to have at least 6 months off. Why don't I cut this shoot promo during the scrum, build up a bunch of heat. You suspend me, take the title off of me, because there's no way I want you to make this an interim title for 6 months. You build up all this heat. And then when I'm healthy, after everybody thinks I'm gone, I come back. We put out all these rumors that I want to buy out, you know, like and the holdup is on you because of the non-compete when he's never going to go back to WWE. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Triple H and he have too much
Triple H, no.
Maybe
they fired him on his wedding day.
No,
he's not going back to WWE.
Maybe. See, I kind of disagree with that, Joe. Maybe if it was Vince, but from everything I've read over the years, like CM Punk and Paul Levesque fucking hate each other in real life. I don't think they can put that shit aside.
No.
So I really hope they turn this, like either they planned it from the beginning. This is like really, they planned it from the beginning. What I just said, CM Punk's like, hey, trainer said my shit's torn. I'm out of action for 6 months. Let me do a pipe bomb style thing at the press scrum, build up a shit ton of heat, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God, if that happens, I will call Tony Khan a fucking genius.
Right.
If it doesn't happen,
it'll be the biggest gate in a long time.
Exactly. But if it doesn't happen, Tony Khan's the biggest dumbass piece of shit on planet Earth. And I got no problem saying that.
The weirdest thing is, I don't think it was Tony Khan's idea. I think it was Punk's.
No, I do. I agree. That's what I'm saying.
Totally
I think Punk went to him. So if this doesn't play out that way, that's why Tony either and it's a win. It's a win-win for Punk. It's a win-lose for Khan. Because unless he turns this into a storyline, he looks like the biggest idiot in wrestling.
You want to hear some three-dimensional?
There's been a lot of backstage, like, I think the lack of information that's come out about this is very telling.
That's what I was fixing to say. If you want to hear some three-dimensional chess, guess who's not saying anything post?
The only person who's been
CM
fired,
Punk is not saying shit.
The only person who's been fired is Ace Steel.
Yeah.
I don't think Ace Steel was in on the work.
CM Punk did have something funny to say when he was commentating for some, I think it was like an MMA.
It was an MMA thing.
It was an MMA thing. That's not.
But here's the thing, though. You could take, like, that's the great thing about CM Punk. You could take it either way. It could be him working or him shooting.
I was fixing to say, man.
And it's going to help.
I listened to that friggin' podcast on Thanksgiving between him and Cole Cabana about the whole 9 yards with the WWE. I listened to it on Sirius Satellite Radio on my way to my mother's house. And if this guy's got something to say, he's going to say it. He ain't saying shit. He ain't saying shit. He's teasing. So
I mean, they've already said he's still in the video game. They just took him off the cover.
That's a clear indication that this is a fucking.
No, I mean, well, Cody's still in the video game, so that doesn't mean shit, you know. So I mean, I think it means more.
They took FTR out.
They did?
Yeah, you didn't hear about that?
No,
that was about a month before Brawl out.
Why would they take FTR out? FTR is
because the Young Bucks don't like him.
You see, I fucking hate the Harley Boys. They're like the worst thing that ever happened to wrestling.
They're not the worst thing that ever happened.
I don't understand.
They're great heels, man. Look, Tony Khan just needs to take his company by the balls.
The thing is, they idolize the Click so much, and they want to be the Click so bad.
No, they are Hogan bad. They are exactly Hogan bad. Like, you tell me everything that was bad about Hogan, and the Young Bucks are
exactly the same
thing. Doing, they're going right off the Hogan playbook. That doesn't work for me, brother. That doesn't work for me. That doesn't work for me, brother.
You don't deserve your family. Who taught Chris to whisper black out of respect for blacks? Me.
He loves Bret Hart. I love Macho Man. Who's your favorite wrestler, Johnny? Ever?
Mine?
Yeah, your favorite wrestler. Chris Jericho. There you go. We got three different guys that we think are the greatest that ever did it, right? Well, it comes the same way with managers. Some people may say Bobby the Brain Heenan. Some people may say the guy that ran around with friggin' Undertaker's urn. I can't even remember that guy's name. But I think Jim Cornette and his tennis racket are the greatest fucking manager that ever fucking managed in wrestling.
So I won't agree with that, but I will agree he's got one of the greatest minds in wrestling.
Yeah.
And the thing he and I disagree on is Kenny Omega. I enjoy the fuck out of the Cleaner. I always have. And, you know, I understand his beef with him. For me, he did totally break kayfabe when it comes to shit, and he does it all the time. And that's the one thing I hate about Kenny. Huh?
When it comes to Kenny and the Bucks, I do like their in-ring product a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I like who they are on camera, but everything that comes out about who they are behind the camera, I don't. So they're definitely people I got to separate the art from the artist.
Yeah, right. So here's the thing. Yeah. Tony Khan is never going to watch this, but I wish he would. Tony, if you're watching this, you remember how Shawn Michaels...
You always tag him in it.
Right?
Yeah.
Tag him and tell him to get Kenny back to a solo act. Get him away from those two fucking...
You guys might appreciate this. Do you remember how Shawn Michaels put Marty Jannetty through the barbershop window?
Oh,
shocked the world and broke up the tag team of the Rockers.
Yeah.
We need Kenny Omega to do that to the Harley Boys.
Right.
I'm not saying the exact same thing, but like we need a turn where he's just tired of their shit. He takes them out, goes full baby face. They get embraced at the heel as the heel pieces of shit they are in real life. And then my buddy Johnny over here doesn't have to separate the art from the artist.
No,
because the
I
Hardy
can
Boys
legitimately hate the Hardy Boys,
are
right?
fucking pieces of shit. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that.
I just know that the show I had you watch, man, All In.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega and Pentagon Jr.
They had a great
fucking killer match.
That's
the kind of shit
event.
that Kenny brings to the ring, man. It's just,
No, and I saw his work with Jericho in New Japan.
How about the match with Daniel Bryan?
Watch any of the Okada matches.
Holy fuck!
Like,
that was the first time on television in a long time that I got a big fight feel out of something. Was when he faced down Daniel Bryan the first time on television.
So why is Omega slumming it with the Hardy Boys?
Because they're friends. They're best friends.
They're friends, man.
It's all friends wrestling.
What's better, having friends or making money?
Making fucking money, like he was doing in New Japan with Jericho feud and the Rainmaker.
Millions of dollars.
I'm telling you, man.
Making moves,
Dude.
making $1 million
Yeah,
moves.
he can do so much better. And that's what me and Jim Cornette really we disagree on. I enjoy the hell out of the clean.
You know what?
When he's a solo act.
If you listen to
listen
to Cornette, and I could be wrong, he's kind of like me. He's got way more disdain for the Jackson brother. What are I call them the Harley Boys so much I forget the Young Bucks. I forget their real name. Yeah. So he's got way more disdain for the Young Bucks, and I feel like
he hates Kenny just as much, man.
Yeah, well, you know what?
He calls him Shakespeare.
Yeah. He calls him Twinkle Toes. That's why I call him Twinkle Toes and the Harley Boys.
Harpo McFinger Bang.
Yeah, right. But I tell you what, if Kenny Omega pulled a Shawn Michaels and made those two bitches his Marty Jannetty. Yeah, that might turn old.
Jim would love that. He'd love it.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's really what needs to happen, in my opinion. I don't care if it's like 4 or 5 years from now, but if that never happens, that's a huge missed opportunity.
Like I said earlier, I think that the Elite wants so badly to be the clique of this generation that they're not realizing that a lot of what the clique did backstage was a product of its time. And doesn't really fly in today's locker rooms.
No.
It seems like there's a lot of backstage issues with the talent backstage in AEW. There's nobody there's no ring. Like there's back in the day, everybody knew that it was the Undertaker's job.
Right. So let me ask you this then.
Wrestlers court, settle disputes, all of that.
Do you see the direct correlation between, say, whether it's a work or shoot, CM Punk, and then William Regal, for example?
I feel like everything Punk said in his gripe bomb was accurate.
Okay.
However, I think he more meant it as a wake-up call.
Well, do you believe the reports? Do you believe the reports that Regal?
I think Regal always had an out in his contract anyway because his son wrestles for NXT.
Yeah. No,
I think he always had that out clause in his contract, which was smart of him. I wish Keith Lee and Andrade had the same clauses.
I wish Swerve did because
he is doing everything in his power to legitimately get fired.
Yeah.
I wish starting fights backstage, and I love Sammy Guevara. He's a great heel, but goddamn, that guy can't catch a break backstage. He's just pissing everybody off.
He's young, dumb, full of cum, super hot, has a super hot wife, makes out with
it's just another example of what's going on in AEW, fellas.
But it means like they need.
Hold up, Johnny. What do you mean?
Somebody who's not just a fan in charge of the talent.
I get
that.
They
need somebody who's not a worker and not a fan, and that's what Tony Khan is at his core. He is a fan. He doesn't know how to wrangle in all these egos. You've seen him in interviews. The man has hardly any self-confidence to speak of. He's a wet blanket.
Joe, what were you going to say, though?
I was just going to say the younger guys that they've brought in, and some of the guys you don't ever hear anything out of, like my wife's favorite guy. What is his name? Half painted face, runs with Sting.
Oh, Darby Allin.
Darby Allin.
Darby
you
Allin
never hear anything from this guy, and he sells out worse than any of them, man. That guy should be in the hospital every week.
There's plenty of articles about him. Darby Allin, Will Hobbs, Ricky Starks, and there's the FTR and a few others have all stood up in defense of CM Punk.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Darby Allin.
But what I'm saying is what's the guy's name? The Hispanic fellow you were just talking about that got in a fight with Andrade. What's his name?
Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara. Yeah. He's part of that crew that started in the first year that they were trying to build up, and they feel entitled. They feel entitled because they built the place to begin with. Okay, and they think, look, and you guys can disagree with me all you want, but this is part of the why AEW is a thing today. People wanted to see something different than WWE.
Yeah.
Now, when we watched it, when it first started out, you could clearly tell the difference between the Elite and Cody Rhodes' storylines. Cody was doing it old school, telling stories, and when you got to the pay-per-view, his match was the match to watch, not because of the spots, because everything was on the line.
Yeah, whether it was him
because
versus
the story that was told up to that. You don't get that from the Elite. Match,
it's
all spots and how cool they look in the ring and shit.
It was Wardlow, right? That cage match with was it Wardlow that he had the cage? Yeah, that was one of the best cage matches I've ever seen.
And that was a free match on Dynamite.
Yeah. That's
and
with Bret Hart and Owen Hart.
You see what I'm saying? These guys, the newer generation thinks it's all spots. They don't think it's storytelling. They think you can get on the mic and just call somebody a piece of shit and get away with it, and you're done.
See, that to me is probably one of my biggest issues with AEW.
Yeah,
is when you have the same guy booking everything, and his booking experience is do what you did on the Indies. That's all. I'm pretty sure that's the only booking guidance he gives them.
He needs to use Jim Ross. He's already got him on the fucking payroll. Or he needs to hire a Jim Cornette. Or and I'm not saying they got to book it all, but have a team of bookers. Don't just leave it up to some fucking fanboy.
Well, the first year, you know how they were booking it? They were booking it on a shared thread, on a message thing. That's how they were doing it.
Well, it was Cody and the Bucks.
That's no way to run an organization, fellas.
And Omega and
Like, if I could just say one thing, there's so many, AEW is it's very much a variety show of wrestling, and I don't mean a variety show in the sense of that WWE.
I get that. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes,
and musical numbers.
Absolutely.
It's a showcase of different styles.
You got Mox doing the hardcore matches, right?
You got MJF
Kenny bringing in the Japanese girls. Yeah, you got
MJF and formerly Cody who did the old school style. Yeah. You got the Bucks who are just spot fest after spot fest.
And that's great.
But there's no cohesion in it.
Yeah,
none.
There's no common thread. And if you want to shit on WWE for having the WWE style, and everything just seems generic and so WWE. I mean, that's the hard left of the spectrum on that. AEW is the far right. It's too chaotic. It's too open-ended.
You've got it. You can have a variety.
You know what?
Wrestling,
you bleeding heart liberal. I would flip that. I think it's like the other way is the left and the other way is the right. But I digress. We have 2 other topics to come up. So I want to wrap this up if we can.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts about the Brawl out? I do Johnny. I did want to. Did you get all your side things?
I made all my points. I think there's trouble in paradise with the AEW locker room. They definitely need somebody back there to regulate some shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that the farther we get from the incident and the actions and inactions that have been taken regarding it, what may have started out as a shoot has definitely. This is the work of the century.
Let's hold up. Let's do this then. I think I know how you feel. CM Punk's, what are we calling it? The Brawl out from Fallout. Work or shoot? Johnny, you first.
Definitely a work.
A work. Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a work at this point. I don't think it started that way, but it's a work.
Yeah.
So that's what
he's going to be. I think it's a
expand
on
shoot.
it in my predictions.
It's a work shoot. Yeah,
it's a work shoot.
Down the line.
All right. Yeah. So Joe, then elaborate, brother. You think it's a work shoot? Tell us why.
I think it's a work shoot, and I think when we get in the predictions at the end of the show, I'll let you know what I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool.
I'll tell you how I feel like it's all going to play out.
Exactly. Let's make that part of our predictions.
All right. Well, then to finish up my part of the Brawl Out at All Out, I said this 100 times on the Christmas show. I just want to say it without Johnny Rock interrupting me this time.
Wait, no, save it for the next show.
Don't make me boot you. Don't
do it to him.
I don't want to do that. Joe gets so mad at me when I do it. All right. So look, here's the thing.
Because he stands up for me.
That's right. Go ahead, buddy.
All right. I forgot what I was going to say.
The floor is yours.
So I forgot what I was going to say. You guys just totally threw me off.
We're talking about the Brawl Out at All Out.
No, I know. Here's the thing. Oh, now I remember the thing I tried to say 100 times on last week's show. If Tony Khan has half a fucking brain cell, whether this was a work or not, he will make it a work. And if he doesn't, I'm not watching AEW anymore. You know, because you know why? Do you know how much wrestling there is a week? Jesus Christ. I would gladly.
Hey, if we ever get to my section of the show that we agreed I was going to do, you're going to see how much wrestling's out there besides the biggies.
So Tony Khan, get your shit together, or at the very least, you're losing this insignificant fan.
And Joe, we talked about Nick Aldis today. Take your victories where they come.
Hey, man.
Yes, we did. Thank you for letting me get into my boy. The National Treasure is awesome.
All right. So,
oh, man.
Let me get a drum roll, please, for the #1 news scandal of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what? Joe, Joe said I was a negative dude. He said I was a glass half empty kind of guy. So I'm going to let him give this headline instead of me, or because my headline was Vince's retirement /
it's right there.
Fall from grace.
You can throw it up there. The headline says it for itself right there.
All right.
Vince McMahon retires from WWE with $3.4 billion amid hush money scandal.
I don't even think that's the latest number, bro. You need to get
that's right. This is an old
when Johnny and I looked it up.
Those are last
it's more like 12 million.
No, it's 20. Johnny and I looked it up. It's 20 million.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what it's 20 million. Okay. So hey, before we get into this, give everybody your positive.
That's the glass half empty headline. The glass half full headline is Paul Levesque and his wife are resetting the WWE back where we love it at. Thank you very much.
You know what?
The black and gold brand is back on NXT. Kiss my ass.
I love your optimism and your positivity. Keep bringing it to me. The power of positivity.
You know it, baby. Hey, drop that idiot's face off of the damn screen for me real quick, will you? Because that's making me want to throw up. But yeah,
well, goddamn, pal, tell me how you really feel.
Right?
He was talking about Vince, not you.
I'm talking about Vince.
I'm fire.
Talking about Vince. Fire his ass. So, Paul Levesque.
You didn't even notice.
I noticed. I noticed, but you asked me to tell my glass half full story, and
do it.
Johnny will be back in 2 seconds. Look, man, look at all the guys he's brought back that idiot we just had on screen cut.
Yeah.
And I really think he was cutting them so he could pay off all these bitches that he's been fucking with.
See, not idiot. He's a scumbag, sexist, rapist, piece of shit, chauvinist, like garbage fucking human. And did you guys ever go back? Because when we had the show where he talked about it, you hadn't watched it. Have you guys watched the 9 Lives of Vince McMahon yet? Be honest. No.
No, holidays.
You sons of bitches. You sons of bitches.
Holidays.
You sons of bitches.
Look, I understand
you
is the guy that made wrestling the way it is today, and we enjoyed a lot of the stuff he's done. But why would I want to watch any portrait of a dude that fucked his own father over to get rich? Why would I want to do that?
I'll tell you why. Because you'll hate him even more when it's over.
I hate him enough as it is. I don't even want to see the motherfucker. But look, man, ever since he left, the ratings have done nothing but go up.
Yeah.
Raw is actually watchable now.
Watchable now.
This best of show was good to have in the background, and literally the only time it caught my attention, I sat down and watched it, was when Cody's interview, which was literally the end of the show. Everything else was literally
you put the best stuff at the end, don't you?
Yeah. Well, dude, they did a Bianca Belair package that they played on one of the pay-per-view. Everything was the only new footage really. Sami Zayn skit and Cody Rhodes. That was it.
Okay.
And the Sami Zayn skit was worth watching too, but it like not as good as the Cody stuff, you know. So.
Yeah.
Just in my humble opinion. So.
Look, man. Within a week, all I know is this: Vince was fucking NXT up. They had a brand that could have competed with AEW. Okay, it could have if managed correctly, and Vince turned it into a fucking clown show.
So NXT was so much better under Triple H, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It's gone back to that. And dude, Johnny, you know I'm not good with names. I forget their names half the time. Give them the list of the wrestlers they've re-signed in the little bit of time this guy's been retired.
Oh, just off the top of my head?
Yeah, off the top of your head, please.
Vegas local Karrion Kross.
Yeah, that was the first guy he brought back, wasn't it?
And Scarlett.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's start with the women. Tegan Knox, Mia Yim, Sarah Logan.
All of these were cuts by Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Dude, no, he's actually brought back a bunch of chicks. Emma, right?
Yeah,
Emma's back.
The wife. What's the wife's name? Candice LeRae.
Yeah, Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano.
And Johnny Gargano. And Dexter Lumis. Yeah, I mean, he just like, look, here's the thing, guys.
Hit
Vince
Row.
McMahon, Hit
Row's back.
Minus Swerve.
Yeah, I was about to mention that earlier when he was talking about getting people back from AEW. They really need Swerve because Hit Row is not the same without Swerve. It just doesn't work without Swerve. And
they built that faction for him.
Yeah,
I know, man. And like, and I don't see Swerve leaving because they're building a new faction.
I don't see it either.
AEW, you know,
he's
with
over there. So.
Yeah,
so
and what was
rumor mill? Apparently, Eric Young has been re-signed, and it's one of the driving reasons why
with WWE, right? That's what I heard. Yeah,
that's why they murdered him on Impact, like straight up killed him.
Yeah.
Straight up murdered him.
They did. They murdered him. Yeah.
But they're bringing Eric Young back, and I think that's also why Nikki Cross has reverted to her old gimmick. And I think they might be working on bringing Big Damo, a.k.a. Killian Dane, back.
Right.
And reforming Sanity for a real main roster run.
Yeah, because Vince.
Hell, they might be putting them together to run with Bray Wyatt for all we know.
No, man, I think that would be a mistake. Because here's what I think's coming. I think all this shit with Bobby Lashley.
Oh, and by the way, Bray Wyatt's back. If nobody's heard,
Bray Wyatt, the big one.
Can I talk, please? You guys are killing me. I think the Hurt Business is going to be back in business soon. What do you think? What do you think?
Yes,
I think all this shit with Adam Pearce is leading to Bobby Lashley being like, you know what? I messed up, guys. I do need you, and y'all need me. And let's get business back together. You know what I mean? And I think it's going to happen with or without Omos. I think Omos is like Giant Gonzalez. They just need to get rid of that fucking dude. He has no talent. He's just tall. You know what I mean? He's just terrible.
He's another. What's
sorry,
the Indian wrestler?
You know,
he's massive.
He is, but so was the great Khali.
That's it.
So was Giant Gonzalez. So was insert. Yeah, from the oddities. Like, come on, man. He's just not any good. You know, great. Man, I wish he had the talent. You got the look, but you don't have the tools or the talent. You know,
I think he'd be good for the Hurt Business to just stand behind them and look imposing.
You know what? If they want to spend money having a bodyguard figure just stand there and look good like DX had Rick Rude, fine. Yep. But that's his place. He's got no business being in the ring. He's garbage in the ring.
He is.
Just,
he had the match with Braun Strowman. That's what I want to see. Oh, Braun Strowman they brought back.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a big one to me. That blew my mind. They fucking fired him. I couldn't believe it.
No, he was such a company guy too.
Yeah.
Well, he's a guy with that kind of size that can actually wrestle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes mistakes, but he'll get it eventually. I just say that because I remember whenever Brock Lesnar cold cocked him in the middle of the ring for.
They'll bring him back to Hurt Business. I am all for it because to me, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin are two of the most Underutilized guys.
Underused, underrated, greatest worker. Yeah.
Every single
and you know what? If you really want to help Omos, if you're not going to get rid of him, because I feel like Omos was a Vince guy, and Triple H is gonna be like, yo, bro, you're garbage. Get the fuck out of here. Which is really what I hope happens, which I know sounds terrible. Like nobody should want anybody to lose a job, but
no,
it's just not his thing, man. He could do something else, I'm sure.
Right.
But if they keep him, reform the Hurt Business. You got MVP as the mouthpiece. You got Bobby Lashley as the leader. You got the tag team of Cedric and
Shelton.
Thank you. And then you got the bodyguard, the enforcer of Omos.
Yeah.
That works for
That's
me.
a Hurt Business.
That's the Hurt Business. And business is
I've
good.
always been a fan of faction warfare dating back to the Attitude Era.
And you could have...
That's what you do with workers, right?
Dude, you got Judgment Day. You could have, okay, so if you had Hurt Business, that you've got the Judgment Day, you've got the Brawling Brutes, you've got the Bloodline. You know what I mean? Like it's not like they don't have factions already. You know, you've got this weird team up of Akira Tozawa and the Street Profits, you know, like, I don't know.
Bring the Creed brothers up from NXT and put them with the Alpha Academy.
There you go. You know what I mean?
It writes itself.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So, I mean, it's all there, and I hope that they have the sense to go through with it. But that said, guys,
just the fact
that
we're having this conversation.
The opportunity in 10 minutes left, and we got to keep it tight. I know you wanted to talk about your 2023 predictions, but before we get to that, I want to give you all the opportunity to finish up your thoughts on the Vince McMahon retirement, or how did you put it? The Paul and Stephanie
reset of the WWE.
Reset. There you go. So final thoughts on that, and then we got to move on if we want to have time for our predictions. So
go ahead, Johnny.
I respect the company. I respect the house that Vince built, but I'm glad it's got new owners. They're flipping the house and they're going to resell it for top dollar, and I'm all for the renovation.
I would say this. The fact that we're having such a passionate discussion about the WWE says it all. We've been sitting here watching some of our favorite wrestlers get shit canned, thinking that they're fixing to sell the company. And it turns out it's just an old, crusty motherfucker that couldn't keep his dick in his pants. And we done reset the shit, and we're going to go back to business, and business is good.
Tell them what to think, Joe.
Right? I love it. Oh, man, I'm clipping that out and making that a short. That was fucking chef's kiss. Yeah, testify, brother. Well, look, I want to say, one, I disagree with Johnny Rock. I have no respect for the Vince McMahon era. Vince McMahon is a garbage human. I want to be on the record saying that. Garbage human, piece of shit.
Garbage human, but we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, like, you know what? Here's the thing. So here's the thing. Let me ask you something. So are you saying that it's more important to have had like the last 30 years of WWE than it is for all of those women he victimized to have never been victimized?
I never said that. He is a piece
well, I
of
mean,
shit
no, because like they are mutually exclusive. And I would rather those women had never gone through this piece of shit stuff than have the WWE today. You know what? Because
like
somebody else would have. Look, he didn't get accused of his first thing until right after WrestleMania. So somebody else would have picked up the reins because WrestleMania worked. His first accusation was right after WrestleMania. No, it wasn't actually. It was Finkel's. It was Finkel's idea. Look it up. It was Finkel. Yep. Finkel named it. It was his idea, and Vince McMahon took it and ran with it.
Didn't he want to call it the Tussle in Texas or something?
Yeah, he wanted to call it something stupid, and Howard Finkel was no. Call it WrestleMania.
Anyway,
this is true.
Who put it together?
Are you really defending this asshole? I mean, come on, man.
I'm just telling you, I don't like the guy either, but you cannot deny the fact that he made the wrestling product we watch today.
Let's put it this way. Like, let's take it out of the wrestling sphere for a minute. Harvey Weinstein is a piece of human excrement.
But he's made some great movies.
But his company that he founded has made some great fucking movies.
Yep.
Yes. But you know what? Had he been removed from the equation, that company still would have made great movies. That's my point.
And the same with Vince, and we're going to see that now.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. That is my point.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing that excuses what this human piece of shit
And I'm not
done.
making excuses.
Oh,
I'm just saying that if
he-
it weren't for Vince
and
McMahon
what-
existing on this planet, we wouldn't have a show like this today.
Well, we can agree to disagree, but here's my thing: if that motherfucker doesn't end up dying in prison, there's no justice in this world. And I have 2 daughters. I dude, if I used to love Vince McMahon as a kid, even up into my college years when he was Mr. McMahon, because I understood he was being a heel. If I ever ran into that dude in person, I'd probably end up dead because I would probably break my fist punching him in the face and then he'd kill me. Like, I'm just being honest. Because that's I really don't like.
If you get beaten to death by a 90-year-old man, you deserve to die. Come on,
You
what
know
are you
what?
talking about? The
Hey,
man probably
dude,
has
he's
no strength at all at this age.
He's jacked as fuck. Are you kidding me? Come on.
It's
He's
the
still
show muscles. Come
Look at
on.
my arms. Look at my arms. Nothing compared. Nothing.
Last time I
Like,
checked, he
they're
still has
sagging.
a set of balls, man. Don't worry
They're
about it.
sagging.
You can take him.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, shit, guys. We might run a little long. I have to give my apologies to KGRA, or maybe I can do some of my editing trickery. But we are all done with the Vince McMahon talk, correct?
Yes.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
So let's get
Glad to have
in.
him gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Praise the Lord. So, and I'm not even Christian. Anyway, so if now we're going to get into our predictions for 2023. You know what? I'm going to go Johnny Joe than me. Does that work for you guys?
Sounds good.
All right, Johnny. Try to limit it to 3, buddy. I know
To
you.
3?
Try. I know it's
All
like
right.
3 to 5. No more than 5. You go more than 5, I'm going to boot you. So.
All right. Number 1, just get it out there. CM Punk will return to AEW, probably at Double or Nothing, maybe as a Joker or a wild card or whatever Vegas theme match they're going to have. And the main event of All Out 2023 is Kenny Omega versus CM Punk. That's
Dude,
1.
I hope you're right. If you are, I will do something crazy for you on air live. No, seriously, because we did the
We did the wing
I
bet.
don't. Yeah, and I don't know if you realize this. We're streaming that, by the way.
Oh, I know.
Whether it's okay. Just want you to know.
We
So
can't
gotta
call
do
it
some-
hot ones, though.
No.
So the second is the one that I have taken up the wing bet on. Sasha Banks will return before WrestleMania. Sometime
Well, that's the
before
one we took.
WrestleMania.
You're no fucking way, bro. That's the one we made the bet on. No way.
Yeah.
No way. 100%.
And
No way.
Number 3,
No way.
Cody Rhodes will win 1 of Roman's belts.
Just one.
Yeah, and this
Does
is
it
my
count? Hold
fantasy
up.
book, and this is the
Hold up.
last.
Before you do that, does it count if he wins both?
Yes.
Or are you specific? Oh, okay.
I mean, we're not putting
Okay.
money on this, but these are just my
okay.
predictions. If he
Okay.
wins one or both, he still won at least one of them.
I was fixing to
Okay.
say, if he wins both,
Okay.
he won one.
And, but
Okay.
this is the booking. I revised my initial fantasy booking.
Oh,
Doesn't
from our
matter
first
whether-
episode. Okay. All right, ladies
Okay,
and gentlemen.
doesn't matter whether Cody or Rock wins the Rumble. I think Cody will be 1 or 2 in the Rumble and go the distance. I think Rock is going to be in the last 3. They will both be a part of the Royal Rumble. Maybe they'll do the whole Batista Cena finish where they both get eliminated at the same time.
That
And
was an
Triple H will
accident.
come out on that and tear his quad.
A better example is Bret
Well,
Hart
Luger
Lex
and Hart.
Luger. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
that was planned. That
Yeah.
was planned. But Batista Cena was not planned, and that's why Vince blew out both of his.
So this is my Mania plan. Roman will have to defend both belts at WrestleMania, 1 on each night. The first night, it will be The Rock versus Roman, career versus title. Roman retires The Rock. Night 2, that will be for the Universal title. So Roman retains his Universal.
Yeah, because Cody wants the WWE.
Will be Roman versus Cody for the WWE title, and Cody wins. Fans go home happy.
All right,
Roman still
100%
has the
agree. He
lineal
just-
Universal Championship. He can still extend that title reign.
This motherfucker
But
just
Cody
stole
has a
my
belt.
prediction. No, that was
Huh?
my 100%. No, but I love you. No, 100%. That was my number one. But you said it, so it's all good. All right. So,
but that way you keep Raymond with the lineal Universal title,
right?
And he can extend it because I think they want him to make a run at Bruno.
Yeah, because he won the Universal before the WWE, and Cody only cares about the WWE. Dude, no dude, fuck, man, like 100% on the agree with that. You got any other predictions or?
Those are my biggest hot takes, other than the fact that I think Austin Theory will hold
shut the
one
fuck
of the major titles before the end of 2023.
Did you see the thing on Twitter? A bunch of people were like, Austin Theory is not a rookie.
I count main roster run as a rookie. I don't count as NXT.
Well, he had so somebody pointed out he had a main roster run as one of Seth Rollins' disciples, apparently.
Yeah, I don't think that counted because it was COVID era, it was pandemic. People, they were just looking for warm bodies to fill a ring at that point.
Hey man, that's what people on Twitter said.
I don't care. I'll join the Twitter feed and defend that because I feel like he redshirted a year.
Jose's guys was a rookie when they
that's like saying Braun Strowman was a rookie because he came out as a fucking cheeseburger. Like I honestly feel like pandemic era resets the clock. I feel like you're Joe. I know you're familiar with this term, college football. I feel like that was his red shirt year.
Yes, sir. Yes,
somebody said that already.
I was reiterating that.
That's a red shirt year. Yes,
that was a red shirt year.
I thought you were making a
first year.
I thought you were making a Star Trek reference. That's how bad that is.
Yeah, I know. Right? Red shirt can mean so many things.
Yeah.
All right. Well. All right, so we know how Johnny feels. We just got a couple of minutes left. Joe, give me your predictions.
Can make it very simple. Number 3 on my list would be Magnus returning to Impact to be with his wife. That's
Magnus?
Nick Aldis for those that are uneducated.
Fuck you, man. You don't have to call me stupid. That was not nice. Jesus.
I'm going to educate you today, son.
So is that Eli Drake? Who's Eli Drake? You guys told me that. Is that
that's
Nick
LA Knight?
That's LA Knight. Okay.
Yeah, that's LA Knight. Yeah.
So where was he Eli Drake at? In Impact or?
No, he's
NWA.
He's LA Knight.
And he was in NWA as
NWA as Eli Drake? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Sorry.
So that's number 3. Number 2, God, I had a number 2. What was it?
You don't write this shit down?
No, I don't write it down. I had the idea 2
Just
seconds
write
before
it
we
in.
came on.
Oh,
I
well.
had the idea though.
Well, it's all that Corona you've been drinking, brother.
That's it, exactly. I'm too old for this shit. Okay, number 1 is going to be Cody's going to beat Roman at WrestleMania. The booking you came up with though is fucking awesome, man.
No, he stole it from me. This is why I know
what number 2 is. Number 2 is CM Punk. I got him coming back, but MJF is going to be the champ all year long because Tony Khan's going to want to have a heel fucking champion all year long. Like WWE's been doing it for 2 years.
He's going to hold that title till the bidding war of 2024.
Until all out. That's when CM Punk's going to come back and beat his ass.
What's the next AEW pay-per-view, guys? What's the
Revolution?
Revolution.
Yeah, Revolution.
Okay, so
it's Revolution, Double or Nothing, All Out, Full Gear.
He said Punk is coming back Double or Nothing. I say it's going to be way longer than that. It's going to be All Out.
All right,
no, because I think they want the main event of All Out a year removed.
All right.
I think they want the main event of All Out to be Omega versus
Punk.
I'll put the hot wings shit on this again. Is it my turn yet? Or Joe, you done?
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
done.
So look.
I'm done.
All right. I got no particular order. These are just predictions. It really doesn't matter. You don't have to put them in an order. But just to immediately respond, Punk is going to come out. He's going to come back.
Who?
Revolution.
Say it again.
CM Punk.
Okay.
Chick Magnet Punk is going to come back at Revolution 2024, and he is going to beat MJF for the title. Wow. That is my prediction. Another prediction of mine. Johnny Rock already stole it from me, but it's the thing that he said about Cody Rhodes winning the WWE title from Roman, but Roman beating that whole thing.
Beats the Rock. We
talked about that,
and it's dynamite. Oh my God.
Yeah, but that's what I get for letting him go first.
If they're going to keep doing 2 nights WrestleMania, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to predict that Sasha Banks is either going to end up at AEW or Hollywood. She's not going back to WWE. No way in hell. I will say that. So there you go. I gave you my 3.
All right.
And we'll see. Hey, a year from now, we can revisit this before we give our new predictions.
Hey man, it is set in
eating all the crow.
Yeah. Yeah. I like how,
I can tell you what I'm looking forward to in 2023, though.
Yeah. What's that?
What are they going to do with Bray Wyatt? Oh my God!
Oh
fucking Bray
what
Wyatt.
are they going to do with
Christ.
him?
I could give 2 squirts of monkey piss about that guy. I really.
Yeah,
what do you?
You'd be
guess
wrong.
what? You are in the minority, bro.
You know what? That's fine.
Some of us dig him.
Hey, cool. You know what I'm looking more forward to? Seeing what Alexa Bliss is up to.
Ooh, I'm down with Biscuit Butt. What's she up to? Yeah.
I do have 2 little minor predictions that I just want to throw out there.
Well, hurry up and squeeze them in, man, because we're about to be in overtime.
About out of time, bro.
I think that it's going to be the Usos versus the Logan and Jake Paul at WrestleMania.
Oh, you think
Logan
so?
And Jake.
I think so.
Oh, that would be dope. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to bet against that. I'm not. Yeah, I'm down with that. That's cool.
And I don't know if it'll happen this year or next year, but within 5 years. Ooh, just because your hat reminded me of it, I think Austin Theory is the guy to retire John Cena.
No, that's exactly what I was about to say. I was like, I forgot to mention. I don't think. Damn, really? Because I was going to say, I think Austin Theory and John Cena off at WrestleMania, but you don't think it'll be this year?
I think eventually Theory will be the guy to retire Cena.
Okay, no, because I think there's been a lot of subtle buildup. I meant to mention that. That's why I wore the hat. I think that Austin Theory and John Cena are going to face off at WrestleMania.
At Mania this year?
I really do.
That.
Yeah,
I can see that
really
too.
Do. Yeah.
We should do an entire episode after the Rumble predicting the WrestleMania.
Dude,
card.
fuck yeah. I'm down. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
We'll book WrestleMania after the Rumble. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, hey, thank you all so much. Obviously, Happy New Year. We pre-recorded this, but at least one of us will be in the chat. Hopefully we'll interact with you. So please do interact in the chat. Feel free to ask questions. I might not be able to answer them because I don't have a time machine in video, but I will answer them in the chat for you. What do you think about our top 5 scandals and news stories of 2022 in wrestling? Let us know in the comments below or in the chat when we do the premiere on New Year's Day. And what did you think about our predictions? Are we batshit crazy? Are we right? Do you have something else?
Are we
your
on something?
predictions? That's what we want to know.
Yeah. We want to know your predictions. Let us know either in the chat during the premiere live stream or during, in the comments if you watch it later. Either way, thank you, everyone, so much for tuning into Pop Culture Minefields, Dork Side of the Ring. And for my good friend, Johnny Rock, tell the friends that are watching where they can find you on the socials, dear sir.
I'm at Johnny Rock 28. That's the number 28, not spell out 28. Johnny Rock 28 on Twitter and Instagram. And I wish you all a happy new year.
All right. And Joe, where can the fine folks find you?
Joe's Atmosphere with an F instead of a PH on every social media you know.
So phonetically. And of course, everyone, you can find me at Dork Night LV. That's 2 Ks, DORKKNIGHTLV for Las Vegas. And this has been Dork Side of the Ring. Happy 2023, everyone. We will join you again next week live.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
Hey, guys. Thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show, please make sure to like, subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell icon for updates on our shows and channel. Also, please leave a comment, and we'd like to know what you thought of the episode, as well as letting us know if there's something you'd like us to cover in a future episode. Don't forget that you can become a member of Pop Culture Minefield now. Make sure to visit our membership page and merch store at popcultureminefield.com. You can always find Pop Culture Minefield on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch.
you.